So in this episode of this selection of 5, I think we're on number 4 now, we will be looking at the lighting and narrative options and how I went about making those choices. Researching the lighting was an interesting one. What I did was take lots of photographs and lots of short videos, experimenting with different lighting and whether or not I needed a static light or whether I could use the lighting that was already provided within the room, the fluorescent lighting. We touched on this a little bit on one of the videos before this series about the difference between the lighting from my really white, bright umbrella lights and the fluorescent lights within the room, which are like a warm orange. And so I played with lots of combinations and then chose the most appropriate one for film. Consistency with lighting was maybe the most difficult thing to maintain throughout the project. Because I could have filmed it in lots of different locations, the lighting it had the potential to be a little bit weird in places because I'd have gone from outdoor shots on really sunny days to indoor shots with different lighting. But I think I've managed to just about sort that using lighting correction in post-production, but also taking shots mainly within the studio. Even if it's not a shot that's part of the manufacturing process or the pattern drafting process, I've tried to do it within the studios at university because then I know the lighting is consistent throughout the thing, apart from a couple of shots which are outdoors. So the narrative of the piece is based on the process for making the third year collection. I've had to use just about every skill I've got and have recently learned to get from having an idea for my third year collection and sending it out on the runway. I also wanted to really drive home to people exactly what fashion students can do and that it's not all shocking.
Did you come up against any issues when you were placing the narrative?
No, I did not. While I was placing the narrative, I only really came upon one issue, was that I had to try and make the shorter time frame for this module fit my third year collection. So I've had to make one outfit for my third year collection a little bit shorter in terms of production time to be able to match it up with this so you get that full range of skills in the whole process. To identify the skills that would be on show in this final fashion film, I went through and wrote myself a creative CV, and I also went through and looked at all of the skills that were identified within the module handbooks within first, second and third year. So I know that there is a little tiny bit of each skill I've learned within the film. Even though it's only 2.5 minutes, it's quite skill dense. I showed each skill in a particular different way, partly because I knew I wanted the film to build. So the shots at the start of the film of me pattern drafting and top stitching and doing jobs like that are all very close cuts. Whereas the further into the project you get and further into the film, they're wider shots and bigger shots, and they've got a bit more colour depth because I wanted to show that there was a process of growth and a process of development within what was being shown.